This report is made in English, Danish and Spanish. This is the English version. Hello, I'm your astrologer, Maria Hjelmborg, and I'm here from Denmark with a quantum physical report. You can find it through the link here. That's the first part. Then we have a collective astrology report, which is also made in a written form, both the quantum report and the collective report. It's on modernshaman.dk. Then we go into an individual star sign report, which is for the sun, moon, or rising sign of any sign with tarot cards, and we ended with a meditation, which is also something you go to through a link. Welcome. And then you have the clothes design. This is a pair of rainbow land jogger pants, sweatpants, the kangaroo pocket, and we have this one of a kind, really, really nice material trust shirt, and it's because trust the process is the key of anything I do here. If you were to take only one thing from these reports, it would be that I said trust the process of anything, because if you can do that and be in a state of satisfaction always, then your channels would be open and you would be able to manifest your highest potential. Welcome to this show. Det er for alle. Eso es para todos. This is for all. Be authentic. Follow your heart. I don't know if you can see it, but this is what it says. Trust the process. Where attention goes, energy flows. You know what to do. Feel satisfaction, feel satisfaction. Føl tilfredsstillelse, føl tilfredsstillelse. Känn satisfaction.
Overview of today's program. 1. Quantum physics, the law of attraction. You create your own reality today about positive and negative people also. Follow the link that pops up on the right side of the screen, or click on the text below in the YouTube video and watch the link. 2. The astrological weather for the next 14 days, collectively as well as the new moon in Taurus. 3. The individual signs, tarot and astrology. 4. Meditation. It's somewhere else, but I link to it. This time it is the collection of meditations you can choose from. Next time I do a meditation on silence, not the Danish word for silence or the English, but a word that neither is available in English or Danish, only in Sanskrit. Note, both the quantum physical and the collective report can be found in writing on modernshaman.dk under reports. So again, remember, first part of the program is the quantum physical law of attraction part, and you find that through another link, or you go into the channel on the Maria and Rainbow Land and find it there. Okay. So the next few sections include an introduction to the report as well as a small advertisement. Scroll past 4 minutes. Scroll past 4 minutes if this does not inspire you. Fast forward 2 minutes. Remember that if you want to make sure you get the report well in advance when it comes out, then you need to subscribe to my YouTube videos via the YouTube channel Maria and Rainbow Land. This channel, it's free. All you need to do is log in, create a username and code, and then you can save mine and other channels and get the information about when the reports come out the moment they come out. New reports. So also keep in mind that these reports are good to see in chunks and stages as I gather information in one report that, if I had time, would have been spread across daily 5 to 10 minutes programs. So make these divisions yourself, if you will, by simply viewing a few sections at a time. Whether you are new to astrology or experienced, there is information to be found in the report. you'll be able to remember what it is worth for you to remember. The rest is not important. When I mention Venus or Pluto or other planets in a way that sounds like a person, then it acts as a symbol and imagery on a page in you, kind of. Oh no, I mean not on a page in you. An imagery of a side or a trait in you. If I say Venus is social and communicative during this new moon, it means that the social and communicative tendencies are likely to increase their visibility in you and your surroundings. Either it means that others with these tendencies appear in your life, or that you become more social and communicative. Astrology is a language you can learn to understand just like any other language. Since it is a symbolic language, it reaches other layers, and often deeper layers in your consciousness than just the mental plane. Why clothes mixed with music and astrology? Because when I was 6 years old with my best friend Patrick, I created the universe Hjelmborg, or in English Rainbow Land. And since then I have had a vision of a colorful and loving, exciting and deep universe with adventure and inspiration for all the senses. Clothes for all ages, colors and sizes, music that created joy and energy as well as calm and depth, and sound and visual films that created contact with dimensions other than the three immediate ones. A universe based on joy and heart, so that everyone who is affected by it has the opportunity to fall in love with their own lives through joy, as well as the courage to think outside the box. Feel free to ask in the comments section if you need. And then I will find out in which house and sign Taurus is in your horoscope. I will be so pleased and delighted to help you. Now we start on the actual report.
First, the very short version of the report. The headline for this new moon in Taurus on May 11th reads, what is important to you in your life that you find clarity about? It is an important new moon with a wonderful energy, actually, because we are ready to experience something new, especially in the second half of the year. The Sun and Moon are in sextile to Neptune and in trine to Pluto. The major energetic cycles of the universe are at play. That is, you feel momentum around a clearer direction in your life, but the time was not right before. Something is finally in line that was not there before.
The brain is often the brake and what is hindering us from moving forward, because we want to understand things fast and move fast forward. So forget about the brain and thoughts and
want to slow yourself down here, then trust what is happening, even if you do not understand. The details are not that important right now. If something does not work the right way, try again. Simply. There's always a way. Get out of your head. Do not try to understand things in your head. The eclipse season, which starts on May 26th with a total lunar eclipse actually in Sagittarius, is moving or speeding things up. I'd rather say in late May and into June it gets a little wild. Find your center and watch for the joy in life. This season and new moon also has great potential. Remember that
this eclipse season also has great potential, and we are actually starting it up right now with this new moon, in a way, because the ruler of this new moon is by the ecliptic point nearly. It's in Gemini. So remember that during the eclipse season, it is important to only communicate about important things when you are centered. There's plenty of power, and it is supported from the spiritual world, as always. But it is very clear now if you let go of your mental habits. Tune into receiving info from a feeling of inspiration, and act when this inspiration comes from the inside. But wait until it comes to you, if you know what I mean. You do not have to control anything. Rather not, actually. You will feel strong about it when it shows up. For the Taurus, it's actually your New Year's report. Congratulations on your birthday. So, on May 11th, 2021, we have this year's new moon in the sign of Taurus and 21 degrees of Taurus. So it's at 9 o'clock in the evening, Danish time actually. A new moon starts a new cycle for the house in our personal horoscope where we have the sign of Taurus. For Taurus themselves, this is often where their birthday energy around the new moon is activated. So, the annual horoscope that starts on the day we have a birthday is called the solar return, actually. The new cycle extends on one plane at a new moon, from this new moon to the next, about a month after, like a month after. You hear it on the word. On another level, it runs for half a year, i.e. until the full moon in the same sign that always occurs half a year after. Here, the energies, themes, and projects we start up climax. Conjunction between the sun and the moon is what a full moon is. Or, a new moon. A full moon is when they are in opposition. We have a new moon every month, and it means that yin and yang meet up, kind of in the sky. But also in ourselves. I.e. the masculine, active, energetic, outgoing and rational part of our mind agrees with our feminine, inner, intuitive and receptive part of our nature. They simply agree on the goal. We want to create something new. A kind of change of value in your life, a new set of values, which thus creates a change in your life direction. This new moon is particularly strong and important because it actually starts up the year's first lunar eclipse period. Every year we have eclipse season every 6 months, determine where the evolutionary focus lies in the collective horoscope for all of us, as well as your natal horoscope for you. In other words, what is important for you to develop or move towards in this life. So, which area of life is important for you to wing off, kind of. It is about the big picture in your life because it has to do with the personal planets, celestial bodies, Venus, Mars, Mercury, the Sun, and Moon. In contact with the outer planets, in this case Pluto and Neptune. So it's not just about next month. What you build up now will follow you over a very long period of time in your life. leading up to this report. If you have felt the weight and pressure of the time up to now, it might be because your schedule has been tight. The planets have been under pressure. Mars has been in square to Chiron, located in Mars' own sign. Uranus remains in square to Saturn in Aquarius, while the Sun is in conjunction with Black Moon Lilith, obviously in the same sign as Uranus. Uranus and Saturn play this we put pressure on to get a change game all year round. But with the Sun interaction, we feel the pressure further. But what pressure? What about pressure now when we talk about the quantum physical energy school? Well, pressure is good when we need to change. This is step 1, CF. The quantum physical part of the report you can find on the channel or via the link below this film. Contrast is a good energetical push, or the push you need in order to activate what you want. So recognizing the opposite of what we want always activates the good version or side of the coin as well. A diamond is created under what? Under pressure. But just look how beautiful it will become. Or it is. Jupiter is at home in Pisces for 3 months, from May 14th to July 28th, where the optimism for your dream rises again. The undersigned is sure that everything has a meaning and a value in itself. And that's why I always advise to stay focused on things that keep you open. And do things that make you light and happy, things that feel comfortable and nice to do. Focus is everything. And I will repeat this continuously in these reports because that is what we are mistakenly most exposed to forget in our culture. We forget our completely personal creation of reality. We create our own reality through our focus. We are being prepared for what we want and what is particularly important right now. 2 weeks after this new moon, there is a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. And here the themes from this new moon come up again with lots of change. The sign of Taurus is the builder who builds something, and thus it is a new moon that helps us to create an overview, focus and joy around what we are building or you are building right now. Taurus is about self-love. In Taurus it's about the tangible and physical, and since it's an earth sign, it has something to do with what you want to build, that you are able to stubbornly hold on to and complete. The sign of Taurus is also a fixed sign, and the combination of earth and fixed gives a reliability. Taurus is known for his steadfastness and fidelity, both to those who are in his or your life, but also to projects and things that have been started up. Contrary to the sign of Aries, seen in isolation, of course, because if you're born in Aries, you have a lot of planets in Taurus, so it's seen in an isolated way. So contrary to the sign of Aries, Taurus is good at completing plans and projects. Thus, it's a good sign for starting something up, or rather continue with the completion of something as it has greater
chances of being manifested in the physical world. You have probably started something that you can finally get to move on with now, or move on with more concretely. This is yet another strong new moon. Use it to clarify what you want on a long-term level. About Taurus, spirituality and the material world. The sign of Taurus is in many ways a sign of the earth. I do not cultivate the media. I do not cultivate or use the media as we know them today. The frequency here is generally low frequency, as the media is based on sensations and news that must create eye-catching headlines and publicity. It's very much on a 3D reality level, which is a part of everyone's reality, of course. And it's subdue to the rules of the old paradigm for what is so-called real and not real. As you are on a channel which promotes evolutionary growth and taking responsibility for this, I recommend growth towards love, joy and fun, the next natural step in our evolution, simple as it is. The media talk a lot about us torturing the earth, exploiting the earth and so on. Guilt and shame about how we live. Really low frequency energy. For everything is energy, so the content of words is in fact subordinate if the energy is really low frequency. And that's and it is in the media. Try to tune into it and you will see. Read. I mean, of course, there are also good news, but it's often about being critical and being, criticism is a closed mind, right? Instead of leading through saying what we should not do, then try to lead through what we should do. We must have a bad conscience about how we treat the earth and fear for the future. That's what it often says. Is that healthy to focus on? Do you think the earth is afraid of the situation? No, I think not. The earth could blow us all off in a day if she wanted to. We have culturally created a reality that is largely built around bad stories. The law of attraction has created it. If you buy the newspapers, you see the news that is about this, and you see the news that is about this. You strengthen this boring version of life, but you always have a choice of focus. That's the good news. You do not have to shop around for all the above. Yippee! What a relief for me when I discovered this in 1999 and demonstratively threw out my red fur-clad TV. Yes, I had given my TV clothes on just for the fun of it. Life is what you make it. Why do we not just love life and rejoice in how cool it is? Thus, we send the earth love instead of negative vibes in the form of guilt and shame. She's boundless, and she's in touch with nature, of course. She is nature, and nature is a miracle in itself. So we have a new moon in Taurus, the sign of the earth, the horn of plenty on earth. Do you think we came to earth to not enjoy both the spiritual and the material, to get the fullest out of it? Why were we put on earth? Is the question. If not to have fun and have a cool and joyful experience of love. Here are so many materialistically wonderful experiences. Are the material experiences not spiritual? We also just destroy the phrase that true spirit, I would like to, is what I meant to say. I would like to just destroy spiritual phrase that true spirituality exists only through a life of asceticism.
No, there's spirituality in everything for the one who is locked on and lives in the open, trusting heart. The medicine for doubting yourself and lack of confidence in yourself is self-love. Just repeat this sentence. Cure your lack of self-love, of self-confidence with self-love. Cure the earth through a love of the earth. By the way, she's doing fine on her own. The second idea, or the above mentioned negative idea, is an illusion, if you ask me. If fear rules, you do not see the possibility, of course, or the possibilities. Of course, we could all have an amazing life here on earth if we did not limit ourselves to the fact that this can only happen in one particular way. And so this story is also reflected in your life. See that dreams can be manifested in many ways. If self-love is the key, how do you love yourself? By feeling your way into yourself and feeling what is right for you. I mean, living what feels right and not what others have taught you to feel or do. By following your heart and being authentic. By daring to trust oneself and the processes one goes through. That is self-love according to the intuition of the undersigned. So, we've gotten to Venus. Venus, the ruler of this new moon, is Venus, the ruler of Taurus. And Venus is in the sign of Gemini. Venus in Gemini loves to communicate, acquire information, knowledge, read, enlighten. Love social media, love being social in general. Talking is also typical Venus in Gemini sign. Talking and being in touch with people. She's curious, very inquisitive at times on things bordering on the inquisitorial. For others, just investigative. She has choices in this dualistic sign. Discuss and seek answers. And it gives a vitality to this earth sign of Taurus. Based on the knowledge she finds, she makes choices, of course, because that's what we do. And we often do things twice, or see things from two angles here in Gemini, alternating between them. It's an active energy and restless at times, but it is an energy that is good at adapting. It's one of the 4 mutable signs. And like this makes the Taurus energy more flexible. Choices are made that are important to your life. This is indicated by two things that are changing in your life right now. The North Node, Rahu. We also have the important North Node in 11 degrees of Gemini, which puts emphasis on the importance evolutionarily of really understanding the steps we are taking now in our lives, as well as the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, in conjunction with the North Node, actually. So, Mercury. At the end of March, we talked about how the full moon, we talked about the full moon in the sign of Libra, the second sign where Venus rules. At this time, Mars was in conjunction with the North Node. And this was about the actions we took, or what you wanted to move towards, and thus you made choices and had dialogues that could pull you towards what you wanted. Your body and your energy started to become more focused towards your goal, whether you were aware of your goal at this time or not. Now it is Mercury that hits the same spot where Mars was hitting the North Node. Mercury here is how we understand what is desired, have dialogues about it, make a choice around it. And everything that has to do with Rahu or the North Node leads us to new steps in our development, of course. Big, important steps. Then, at the end of March, it was mostly the people born with important planets or points in Scorpio and Aries that felt this the most. This time it's those with planets in Gemini and Virgo. Venus is coming there soon and doing the same for the Libras and the Tauruses. Either way, it's actually important to all of us. So remember that even if you are Pisces, for example, you can easily be born with Mars in Gemini and Mercury in Taurus, for example. If you do not know much about astrology, then it's important to understand that it is not just about our sun sign, and that the reports can thus not hit all the nuances of your personal horoscope. But the more you familiarize yourself with your own horoscope, the more depth and understanding you can get for the schedule you have set for your life. This dynamic and quantum shifting schedule. You'll find with Mercury here in conjunction with Rahu more clarity. That was not a good sentence. Doesn't matter. You'll find more clarity with Rahu here. You choose you choose fast or something happens fast. Things in your life can happen quickly, with other words. And with Mercury here, you talk before you think. But there is something new in the air. Mercury goes retrograde on May 29th to June 22nd. But we enter the retrograde loop or shadow phase already on May 14th. And we are completely out of this period on July 7th. So get the loose ends tied up and around, unseen emails, things you need to fix with the car, the computer, the phone, or the like. Communication, we are facing the mentally more introverted communication period, which at the same time will give you an urge to talk because it's in Gemini and become mental due to the sign that this retrograde takes place in, Gemini, especially because we are facing the eclipse phase and it becomes intense. More about that later in the report. Pluto. A particularly positive factor around this new moon is that the sun and moon are in trine to Pluto, which is in 26 degrees of Capricorn retrograde. Normally 5 degrees is not considered an aspect, but the moon has an orbit of 13 degrees according to the Hellenistic tradition, so the moon connects the story with Pluto. It supports you in the development of a project that was started up. It feels like something new is being started up. There will be a strong element of the continuation of a seed that has been planted that will transform the structure of your life markedly. It is a transformative, powerful aspect, so it means that there is a lot of power, strength, and development potential for what you are circulating to change in your life right now. You're ready for this change. There's something you have considered and thought about that you are ready to get started on, and you feel dedicated to do to this new thing. You feel strong enough and ready. The sign of Taurus itself gives plenty of the time to consider things, actually thinking about it or feeling it. Something there that you have had in mind for a long time. It has evolved over time. We are in the third dean of Taurus, which means it is a mature decision or a mature decision point in your life. The moon hits the trine on May 17th, 6 days later. So something starts on May 11th and gets more pompous 6 days later. The Sun and Moon to Neptune at almost 23 degrees actually. So, as mentioned, Venus is the ruler of this new moon, and Venus is your values, your habits, your desires, the way you are in contact with others. Find Venus in your natal chart, where she's placed in your natal chart, and see in which signs she falls, and you will discover something about your habits and more that you might not have thought of. Venus is interpersonal love, so it says something about how you relate to others. The higher octave of Venus is Neptune. Neptune is divine love, the love of everything. Venus is earthly love. Neptune is the love of nature and the universe. Both Venus and Neptune show us the beauty of the earthly plane as well as the beauty of a spiritual plane. Neptune at home in Pisces, where he is now, is also about the visitor journeys we take in other dimensions and worlds. Imaginary journeys where you are in doubt as to whether these clairvoyant journeys are just a dream or whether they are real on other planes, and you were actually on a journey, for example, into the other layers of reality or into the future, a potential future. A travel can also happen at night when you dream, but also in the wakened state. To translate this, one can say that the energy during this new moon is about a dream, something beautiful, something that makes your life and your experience of the world better. So there is something that takes us out of this three-dimensional reality and lifts us up to another level that is more beautiful, where the glasses of love are not a choice, but some you automatically wear. This aspect opens us up and gives us a sense of confidence in the process that comes a little easier to us than usual. So even though the Taurus sign likes to be sure how all the details are going to unfold, it's easier for us to be okay with not knowing all the details yet. Have confidence that we feel inspired to action when the timing is right, rather than blocking the flow by pushing something through. Neptune and Pisces is also about flow. You are supported in the spirit. You're supported of spirit to unfold what you want now. As mentioned, Taurus is our value system, so what is important to you may have changed, especially with Uranus and Taurus in the last few years, and 7 years in total. We are feeling the change of values in our lives. This new and fresh that comes in sets in motion the positive expectations of a better now and future. With Neptune here in Pisces, which stands for the divine, there comes a sense of divine timing, where you feel you are getting energy and support for what this new moon is all about, specifically in your life. Write in the comments section on YouTube if you need hints on how to understand a report like this in relation to your horoscope. Chiron. At the end of March, Chiron was also really strong, with the full moon in Libra and Mars over Rahu. Now Chiron is in sextile to Mercury and Rahu instead of Mars and Rahu. That means that a lot of healing is going on too. So what has come to the surface for you since the end of March that you might now understand and see in a new light and thus can heal? Because you discover that pain can be healed through shifting focus and softening a fixed definition of who you are. When you dare to leave this question to something bigger and wait until you feel, that it is time to take another step and another step and another step. And they might be rational steps or not, but you feel they're right. Here on the channel, I always talk about telling a good story about your life, and even better story all the time about you and your life. Stories you tell inside your head and to others. Remember, these are the stories that determine the point you attract from. So what story are you telling now that you are doing, that you're done being a victim and ready to play with life and let it take you into its magical world that is actually not even magical, but just feels that way because life is so big and wonderful for the one who chooses to see it? What choices are you now making long term that are rooted in what you want and need? The North Node is a new road you did not see before. In Gemini, there may be a path. It's always like this in Gemini, that there may be a path you did not see before, but then you suddenly discover it. As I said, Venus comes next into this line of planets that hits the North Node, and then the Sun comes last. So there's info coming in on your life path around your calling, around your further development. That's the North Node. So stay open in your mind with all the new things coming in. When you judge, you fall energetically, but there is then a contrast that you can use to see that when something feels full of contrast, it always holds the potential for redemption, and something as beautiful as it is full of contrast that can open up to you. As full of contrast or problematic it seems, it is as beautiful. These two things happen simultaneously. Remember to see the quantum report, it's really important. One has to believe it to see it, so don't let your 3D brain deceive you and make you look for evidence. Decide for yourself that you trust the process always. In this way you let nature or God or everything do, or all there is, we can also say, do its work as nature can. Best can do a much greater intelligence than the three-dimensional rational brain. So even though we in Gemini try to figure it out, let nature figure it out for you instead, right? And let nature send you the messages about it. Details when you are ready. That's natural. That's the natural way to do it. So you feel what you want and are open to the details unfolding in their own way. So you you do not block because you see it does not look quite. So you do not block just because you think you see that it does not look quite as you're imagining it in your little 3D brain. The part of the brain that is maximally expansive knows that even though something may look blurry and dark, it still has the right path, because you do not have to have all the cool surprises at once, do you? Take things. What I'm trying to say, to communicate, is stay flexible about how the pieces will fall in place. It will probably be in a much better way than you had planned in your own head. Gemini is a moving sign. It's a mutable. So as well as a light sign, because it is an air sign. Flexibility is important here. Your strength lies in when you do not lock yourself into a way of doing things. One way of doing things. If you do, you will not allow the flow to run and take you on your goal journey. The next steps can be done in several ways. That's the point here. Saturn, the energies of this new moon, Mercury and the North Node are in trine to Saturn. 13 degrees of Aquarius. It creates more clarity. This creates more clarity and the desire to commit to the choice you make. Stability and good timing are included. Something you're focused on, you are investigating. One understands how they to gather the threads. What's the right path? There is grounding around what is right for you with Saturn. There is a deep clarity.
The brain becomes the last to understand it. First you understand it intuitively in the body, unless you as the undersigned have Mercury in a water sign. Something says, aha, now. That's my point. It helps with this new moon that you can communicate what you want to other people. And you finally know what questions to ask, how the pieces fall into place and how to explain it. So on the other hand, it mentally falls into place and you can move forward step by step. Important. As mentioned, this is the start of the eclipse season, which runs every 6 months. And that means there's a lot of Gemini energy, a lot of moving energy, that is a lot of change. Not just a little change, but change in 2 areas of your life that go hand in hand. You may not see how together. There's something you now understand that you did not believe in or trust. Total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. It's the lunar eclipse we have on Wednesday, May 26th, depending on where you are on the planet, which is very close to the ecliptica and thus becomes a total lunar eclipse that you will be able to see in certain places from the world. More on that in 2 weeks. Now the personal zodiac signs with tarot for your moon, sun or rising sign. Thanks for watching so far. The star signs, so Aries. Unfortunately, the first part of your reading was corrupted, the file was corrupted, so I've drawn the cards like this. The sun card is the first one, just shine your light. The sun is exalted in Aries, and we are actually at a state in our life right now where it's easy for you to shine your light if you want to. The Emperor is the Aries card. It's where you just are. You don't feel suppressed, so you can be the peaceful lamb, and you can be the excited warrior fighting for a good cause without fighting, just enjoying life. But there is some kind of illusion that you have to let go of. The Judgment card is where you have to release and surrender the old, because a very big new chapter is starting for you. So just right now you're very much aware of what didn't work out the way that you thought it would. And it's okay. Remember in your daily routines to just make sure that you are performing good, healthy sleep routines, exercising, getting the right amount of exercise, and good food, nurturing food. Don't portion yourself at this time. I mean, even though this card is kind of like caution, I don't like that word. It's more just like follow what your body wants. Just follow what your body wants, and then there will be nothing to worry about. And there is nothing to worry about, actually. Even though if you should fall into an old pattern, that's just going to make it more clear where you really want to go. There might be for some Aries, someone, a loved one who has passed away might be around you right now, sending you messages and love from another dimension, another time frame and space. No matter what, then the vision you had about the future and the life you want is has already been manifested on a vibrational level. You just need to keep up the good spirit and be joyful. Joy is the key. Open and trusting that everything is gonna work out just the way that you really wanted to, and don't doubt anything. Then your train is moving backwards. If you keep trusting and just focus upon things that works in your life, then the good version of Pandora's gift will just bring you like pearls on a thread, the beautiful adventurous things that you want in your life. Each time I choose to tune into spirit, guidance of the highest truth shows up for me. So you'll be guided along the way. Just remember to make sure that you're centered all the time. If you feel like reacting to someone, because it's an emotional journey right now with Mars, our ruler in the sign of Cancer, just make sure that when you have a reaction, then look inward before you do something and just feel into it. What is this? Has this actually got something to do with me or the person in front of me? Do I need to react like I usually do, or can I just say, okay, so that was that situation.
doesn't bother me because I have my center, and an old story is no longer valid for me. That's also the illusion card that you saw, where someone in the beginning was choosing between 7 things up in the clouds. That's removing illusions. So it's also, remember just that a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. So you don't have to think a thought that doesn't feel good. That's also the point of this. And right now, as our planet is moving through the sign of Cancer, of course, it's very obvious still that don't act or do anything until it feels right. You get the journey is about feeling right now. What feels right? Which direction do I feel is right for me to go? Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Be authentic and trust the process, sweet Aries.
P.S. Aries. It's in 2 directions of your life this is going on. 2 areas, there's a change happening. The big question is, in which 2 areas? Is it visible or is it not? It's in your 2nd house, depending on where your ascendant or your rising sign or your sun sign is. So I don't know if you're watching this for your sun sign, ascendant or rising sign, but whatever it is for, it's in the 2nd house of that. So if it's for the moon sign, for example, it's in your inner world, that you feel a change of 2 things in your life. It's for your sun sign, it's more concrete. It's a sense of experiencing the resources change, the values changing, the focal point, and the ability to manifest something in your life. And if it's your ascendant, maybe it's something to do with your body. Congratulations, Taurus, it's your birthday. It's in your 1st house. You're changing. Your life is changing. Some things, some values you have, like in 2 areas of your life, something is really changing, like a lot. And it's happening swiftly, it's happening fast. And you've been changing a lot since Uranus went into your sign. You can really feel how things are changing, and you are getting exposed to really what used to be far out information from another dimension is now becoming a part of your reality as, okay, so life is also like this. So you have had epiphanies, you've been pressured up into a corner where you had to change in different ways, and you felt a hell of a lot of pressure, and suddenly something changed outside of you that just forced you to change, like swiftly, rapidly. But you have gained so much strength from that. That made you strong, Taurus. So you focus upon that, not upon any victimized situation. There's some kind of mental issue, or maybe 2 issues that you need to find, 2 of swords. Some kind of tranquility about, and some kind of peace, and like a truce, not truth, but truce situation, where you just let your mind rest for a while. Don't overthink anything, and just let your day-to-day life, let good new things sink into your day-to-day life. You're really integrating a lot right now, and the dreams that you've dreamt of for so many years are starting to take form. Don't focus too much upon the details, whether they are exactly like you wanted or not. Just have a trust in that, of course, they are. If you get out of your head and into your body, which you're good at it, by the way, but your ruler is in the 2nd house of Gemini, that's why I'm saying that. The ocean, spend time near water, go into your feelings. Mars is in your 3rd house. In Cancer, so that's like feel things instead of think them. Reward yourself, give yourself some pats on the back, and give yourself some good time. Have some good time. Do what makes you feel happy. Give yourself a gift, a treat, an experience that you like. Cancer, I feel, again, 3rd house, go into your feelings and ground yourself through your feelings, and feel the moon is really feeling well in your sign. So a new moon in your sign, where the moon is actually exalted in Taurus, because it feels so good there. So just enjoy these beautiful feelings of yours. And after the storm, so you felt like this storm I just mentioned before, and now there's a focal point on things that just makes you, such a beautiful card, by the way, You know, okay, so a lot of trees fell over and it's time for something new to start. And let's see. It's good to feel good. So what's important is you feeling good. That's all that matters. So just concentrate upon being appreciative, feeling good, feeling satisfied. Do the things that make you smile every day. Choose that. Choose to think about the things that make you smile every day also, Taurus. Gemini. So Gemini, this is in your 12th house, but the ruler is in your first house. So this is definitely you making a choice of ending something, purging something, releasing something. And now we have eclipse season in your first house, so it's a new you that's just emerging. Maybe that's a completely new situation on two different areas of your life, and maybe the time it feels like, okay, the timing for this change that's happened already or is happening was just divinely timed, and maybe you don't feel satisfied and want to overthink the details and how things are. You thought they should have added up like this, but now you feel it's difficult to move forward because this was not exactly how you wanted it. This is the King of Wands reversed. So the King of Wands reversed is kind of like the feeling of failure of that your desire and want and passion is not working out like you wanted it to. But that's because you have the focus in the wrong direction. You have to trust the process and release it. If there's something you don't like, stop focusing upon it. Release it. Have faith. Find the balance first and foremost, so that in any situation you find yourself, you feel good. You feeling good is the most important thing, and don't show up until you do. Then if you have to show up anyways, then practice being in that state. You have Venus in your sign. This is really giving you the Empress, especially if you're born during the night. This is giving you so many great advantages, and maybe some money situation is being solved right now. Something within relationships that's just improving because you are changing, because it all starts with you every time. Heart chakra, open your heart. Don't think, feel. Now's the time to feel. Your resource is in Cancer, your second house, and where Mars is, you want to feel into things. Doesn't matter if you don't understand them fully yet. It will come. Virgo, I analyze the details. We'll just focus upon one thing at a time, which you do by just staying in the now, and then if this feels right, then do that. If something feels off, then find your center. Get good routines. Virgo is a sign of good routines. Get good practical routines every day. Also good physical routines, sleep patterns, food, meditation every day. Second house owning, Mars in Cancer. So even though it feels like parts of your action-oriented energy is a little low, then don't invest in anything until it feels right. That's the clue right now. Follow your own rhythm. Yeah. So this card indicates that it's time to just live inside out. Feel where you are. Do what feels right. Again, I'm saying it several times. It's incredible how. Okay, so this card says, I'm not wearing my glasses. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. Okay, that's the same as saying trust the process. If you have faith in the process and allow the details to be filled out step by step through inspired action, not motivated action, then your dreams and visions will become a reality. For sure. Soon enough is your birthday, and then we have the hell of the party of eclipse season going on in your first house, Gemini. Damn, that's wild. I'm sorry, I'm cursing a little bit too much today. that's when the Aries energy gets a little. It's my planet. I'm Aries, and my planet, my ruler Mars is in Cancer, which is nice. I have a lot of water. I have a grand trine in water and blah blah in my sign, in my chart. So it's not that I don't like the water signs. It's just that Mars is a little. He is cleaning up right now, so he's cursing a little bit apparently. Can I blame it on Mars? No, not really. Sorry, Gemini. Don't follow trends, follow your heart, be authentic and trust the process. Cancer. So this Cancer is in your 11th house of friendships, groups of people, your future, visions, and also in your 12th house we have the ruler. So you're purging, you're letting go along with that you're getting visions for the future and how to improve things in your life. Two different things are changing now. Two areas of your life, whether you're conscious of it or not. You have the strength to overcome it. So this is a strength card. It's a woman petting a lion because she has tamed her inner wild side and knows that she's not controlled by her mind. She's in a flow. She is able to understand her own wild sides, and that's why she's in balance and harmony. King of Cups, you are the master of emotions and feelings, and the water element, which is the receptive mode, which is essential for the Cancer energy when it's like this. The King of Cups is Cancer. So this means that you are really, this is a very, very nice new moon, because also the moon is exalted in Taurus. So a new moon in Taurus is always very nice for you because it feels, even though Uranus is there and can make it feel a little unstable sometimes because there's so many house, but the house we don't post because we just trust the process. So we surrender and allow ourselves to be receptive, and once we do so, we master our emotions because they're just a compass of when they're feeling bad, we've lost our center, and that's what you apparently master. As it says, you found a balance, justice. Right now there's a balance being sought, and you are finding it. As long as you focus upon it. Release the dark wound, let love live. I already drew this once. So apparently there's also a purging, of course, also because the ruler of this new moon is in your 12th house. So there is something you have to let go of, and some things that might be feeling a little difficult, something you say goodbye to. I don't know, that's not the card I wanted to draw. I have so many cards now. So have confidence, trust the process. That's it. Keep getting that. So you just trust the process. It's all good. It's so simple, actually. We don't always need so many words, right? Said the very wordful astrologer. Neptune, sacrifice. There's a higher power looking over you. There's a spiritual guidance with you all the time. There's a strength from Neptune coming to you. So even though you feel like you look through a veil, dreams come true. Your guides, your higher self, you're being guided. So stop worrying and just be aware of if you ever feel like a victim. You're not. Only if you create a victimized condition. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. So of course, if you have trust in that what you want in your life is going to be, then you don't need to control anything. You'll feel peaceful, and then that's going to be that good, positive spiral cycle that will make you follow your heart instead of trends, and trusting the process and being authentic. Thank you, Cancer. Leo. So now it's time for you guys. So this is in your 10th and your 11th house, because the ruler of this new moon is in your 11th house. And a new moon in Taurus in your 10th house, Leo. Did I even point? So here we have Leo, and here we have Leo, and here we have Taurus, and You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th is in your 10th house, but the ruler is in your 11th house. So for you guys, it's there's a career matter going on, and also in your circle of friends, your groups of people, associations, parts of your social life, your spiritual focus upon the future, your visions of the future. There are 2 things that are changing in your life. Probably there's a choice to be made. It's a very good, well-timed. So that's something about timing here. Finally, something is going to happen. Finally, you will find some kind of peace with something. Maybe because you felt like you've overworked yourself for a long time with something, and it was like there was a wall that didn't want to break, or something where you couldn't get a breakthrough. But now it feels like this breakthrough is coming, and if you don't criticize the details, but trust that whatever details are coming in are the right ones, maybe even just focus upon the romantic, the falling in love with life. Maybe someone from your past comes in with a romantic gift, or maybe someone you just have in your life already will give you flowers. Literally or figuratively, you'll be given something, and it will spice up your day-to-day life, which has been under actually since 2008. Your daily routines and life have have been going under such a huge transformational process, and the last couple of years has just been like crazily hard. But now it seems like this is going to improve now. It already has changed, and you can feel the changes even more. It's not so much activity there. So your career plans can also change. Your ambitions and your visions for the future are changing. But just remember, there's a new start for you on an emotional level. Everything starts with you being able to receive, to put out your hand without wanting to control the outcome, without saying, no, it's not beautiful enough for me. Just see what comes in when you really trust that it's everything that comes is for your highest good. And just master. This is the card of you really learning to master your emotions and your feelings, and to listen to the guided intuitions that comes, inspirational ideas. Don't try to get yourself motivated into anything. Just let it come naturally. Heaven sent. There's going to be some kind of gift. This was also the Holy Grail, the card I had before. Like the Holy Grail, that cup. So it's like your cup is going to be filled up. You're being guided from the realms of spirit, a spiritual realm, or the other dimensions you can tap into at any time. So rather just close your eyes and find yourself in quiet time, and then a silent voice will speak to you when it's time to do or act. Joy is the key, of course. Just do things that makes you happy every day. Do things that makes you smile. Make it fun. Make life fun. That's what you're all about, Leo. You're so funny. I mean, you're in my 5th house. I just love you so much. I have so many Leos in my life, and I just love the fun spirit of Leo. How can you not? Pisces, I believe. Yeah. So we have the Neptune, sextile going on here in this during this new moon. So this is just trusting the process, because someone is someone's got your back from the spiritual realm. Definitely. I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's always available to me. You can tap in at any time and get answers to any questions. You just ask them, bam, let it go, and then you don't sit and wait. You just do whatever you want, and then suddenly, bam, you'll get an intuition of your answer, or someone else will say it to you. Google is nothing compared to the spiritual answers you can get once you tap in and get locked on. Remember to meditate so that you have that silent space. Follow your heart, not the trends. Be authentic and trust the process, Leo. So, Virgo. Hello, Virgo. Sorry, I'm a little busy today, so this is why this seems a little psyched. So this is in your 9th house, the new moon in your sister sign of Taurus. and the ruler of Taurus is in your 10th house. So this is about you really expanding your mind right now. You're evolving on a spiritual level, and you're upgrading your knowledge of what is life and what's your purpose in it. And your career is also on fire. Really, things are changing also career-wise, and offers are being made, etc. And things are going great actually for you. And you will see that once we hit eclipse season in your 10th house, man, that's gonna be wild. The sun, yeah, you follow your heart. You're ready just to show yourself show yourself to the world as who you are, trusting that who you are is exactly what is needed, not any version that is being lowered because you think something. Forget about your thoughts right now, and try just to not overthink situations. Just be in the moment, just be joyful, be, you know, impulsive. Dare to just jump out into the world as you are, calm as you are, as you were, you know, that Nirvana song. Instead of thinking about if it could be better just if you did this or had done that, and forget about it. The Knight of Cups, you're ready to ride forward in armor of okay, so you are protecting yourself a little bit, and maybe you have a little bit of pride and arrogance, who knows. Doesn't matter as long as it's positive and you're in an appreciative mode. That's the most important thing. Just appreciate everything in your life every day, Virgo. The satisfaction and the appreciation of things is gonna give you more of what you want. Listen more than talk. Listen more than thinking. Close your eyes. Quiet your mind. Give space for listening. It's important. Faith in the process. Trust the process. Virgo, just trust the process. Please do. Because that's gonna give you what you want. Trust the people that come into your life. Trust the situation. Learn to trust in general. Trust. Oh man, trust. This is what my shirt says. Neptune, Pisces. This is also this sign of trust. This is just underlining. That's what you need to learn. Trust whatever and whoever comes into your life is there to give you a lesson. It's mirroring something in you. So if you judge them, you judge something in yourself, because they are another you. Remember that everyone you meet is another version of you. They mirror your energy, otherwise they would not be there. I let my inner sense of, oh my God, I'm not wearing my glasses. I let my inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Yeah. Meditation. You need to meditate. This was the third Piscean card, which points towards meditation. You need to meditate and get out of your head. Get out of my dreams. Ooh, get into my... Get out of your head, get into your heart. Get out of your head. Ooh, get into your heart. Oh my God. God, I'm really under pressure time-wise today. That's why I'm a little amped up. So you just have to bear over with me that this is a trip. So the card that fell out was feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. So focus upon feeling good. Woo! So there was a point in me being a little crazy good feeling-ish. Be authentic, trust the process, follow your heart, not the trends. That's it, Virgo. See you. So this is for Libra. God, my time is running, Libra. I'm sorry if I'm talking a little fast. I'm doing this actually because I wanted to show you this is in your 8th house and the ruler is in your 9th house. Deep transformation. This is going to transform you on a deep, deep level, Virgos. Part of you is dying. 2 sides. It's going to affect in your life, which will expand your mind immensely. You will get a wider, broader perspective of your life now. And whoopsie dipsy. Okay, so these 2 cards. We got this one reversed, fortunately. See? But reversed. And then we had the King of Wands. So, It's all about the fire energy, apparently. There's been a lot of Aries going on, so that makes sense. For the Libras, apparently you're tired of struggling, so that struggle is over. Some struggle is over in your life. You've been expecting another attack, a new thing coming up, another trouble. But somehow now you're finding your peace with your passionate side. Maybe you've started to follow it instead of being a pleaser. Are you mastering your pleaser side? Could that be it? Finally, I'm Aries, so this is what the Libras need to learn a little bit more of. To know that you actually give the most to people when you are in alignment with yourself and your so-called egotistical wishes. You don't need to change yourself to create harmony for others. Don't say what they want to hear. Be yourself. Apparently it seems like you've learned it. Otherwise you just keep on fighting and battling and waiting for another attack you have to solve. No. You find the harmony within and then others will reflect it. Another card of... And then you will stay on top of the world just having fun, being passionate and see that maybe this is part of your life's journey, just to really learn how to find a balance within just doing what you want and adjusting this to others. It's rather adjust your own harmony, really, and to care about what others feel or think. Okay, so let's see what this card says. Yard destiny. We don't really have a yard here, do we? Yeah, we do have a yard here, actually. We can't really see it here. Which falls in Gemini this time. So this is in your, where were we? 9th house. Expanding your mind. It's time to take a leap of faith. It's time to make a quantum jump. This is the time, and it will affect 2 areas of your life where you will just like be so surprised if you allow yourself to get out of your head and just see what inspiration comes. Because the finger of God, the yard, is pointing towards Gemini right now. 2 things, a choice, a knowledge, clarity coming in. There's some kind of clarity coming in. Don't tell the old story. Listen to the new clarity. Let your past go. Whew! That's it. Let your past go. The old story is told. You told it too many times. We don't want to hear it. We want to hear the new story, as Higgs would say. Power of attraction. The law of attraction, talking about Higgs. So the law of attraction. Where attention goes, energy flows. Did you know that? Did I say it enough? Oh. So. Next. The universe has big plans for me and it's time to claim them. Yes, the time is right. New plans, new life. Libra, time is right. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Trust the process and be authentic, and it will all be awesome. Just don't tell the old story. Tell the new story. Be enlightened. This is a time for enlightenment for you. Thank you. Scorpio. Scorpio. It's your time. She's a little amped up because she doesn't have so much time. Oh, so just bear over with me. You like the intensity, Scorpio, so you're gonna get it. Because I'm rather intense right now, having to do a million things in 2 seconds. Okay, so we are on top of the world, apparently. I'm Scorpio rising. You got the power and the passion. And that's your fashion. Okay, let's just say it like this. This is someone who's following their heart and don't really care if others think that they're crap. Pardon my French. Like my channel, for example. Sometimes I get in scientists that are like, is this a witch on a bitch or a bitch on a witch or what? And then I get just like a bucket of, not a bucket of love, but the opposite. And then I'm like, do I care? No. Get out of my channel. If you don't want to listen to this, what are you doing here? I didn't force myself into your throat. And that's apparently that kind of attitude is where you've reached a point where you know that you are awesome. Your awesomeness floating down the river. God. Oh yeah, a new start. And I forgot to say in which house, Scorpio. This is a new start for us materially. We are manifesting things. It's in our 7th house. So it's in our relationships, and the ruler is in the 8th house. So things are changing crazily within your relationship. A new beginning, a new partner is coming in, or did already come in, and now things are changing around it. The shared resources, the shared energy, the shared 8th house, and it's affecting 2 parts of your life. Maybe you're both getting a new partner and a child, or maybe the new partner is going to be someone you share the finances with because you're also going to work together, or whatever do I know, because I don't know your whole chart. But 2 areas of your life is changing. A choice you made of moving or living for a while in another place, and there you're going to meet some people that are going to affect your life. Relationships is not always just with one person. It can also just be relationships in general. So things are changing. And of course, the change will reflect however much you worked upon focusing upon the best things for you. Maybe marriage, maybe an inner marriage, maybe, oh God, also this Ace of Cup and Ace of Pentacles. This is definitely just so much a new beginning for you. It's going to affect you financially and on an emotional and spiritual level as well. Yeah, so that you can follow your passion and move forward passionately with what makes you feel good. New dog coming into your life, a new cat. What's coming in? What relationship? Are you just getting a better relationship with yourself? Have you finally learned to tell a better story? Heart chakra. You're following your heart. You're feeling your heart. And even though I'm talking so rapidly, you just need to know that following your heart means that you only act upon what feels right to you, not 100 other things. Pluto transformation. Yeah, 3rd house. Your communication and there's something about the timing. You're really transforming on a deep level right now. You've changed in the way you meet other people, and this is being reflected in the outside world. Relax the hold of darkness and be at course. Don't focus upon anything dark. Just be at service and have a purpose of serving, and the purpose and that purpose will serve you. Just being in it, whatever purpose you have that makes you feel good to do, will then serve you and give all that energy back that you put into it. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. You are calibrating your energy every day. You're fine-tuning your frequency, radio channel, and what you want to receive on. And if you commit to love and joy, that's going to be a freaking good radio station you're going to be on, Scorpio. Don't follow trends, follow your heart, trust the process, and be authentic because you're so good at it. Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, what can we do for you today, Sagittarius? Oh, Sag, this is in your Sagittarius. I forgot when I showed it first to show you that this is in your, here we have Sag, here we have Taurus. So this is in your 6th and 7th house, daily routines. There's something about you feeling like you're going through a struggle with someone in your life. But if you go into the faith part, you see the window from the church. If you go into the faith part in yourself, this will heal. This imbalance between you and someone will heal, and you'll get the best card, because the potential here is harmony with your family and with your life in general. Whoever feels like family to you, it's just gonna show up like the best feeling of unity with the people around you ever. Is potential if you let go of the old story of you guys walking together through times of darkness. 11th house of friends. You have a great set of friends and people around you that really wants the best for you. Rely on them. 2 things of your life is changing right now, and it relates to your relationships and also your daily routines. Let them happen naturally and don't care too much about the details. Pandora's gift. There's a gift coming your way if you can let go of wanting to control the outcome specifically and with specific details. The more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. Yes, so being in an appreciative mode and a mode of satisfaction, just feeling satisfied. And I don't care however you find yourself in a mode of satisfaction, as long as you feel satisfied. As long as you feel satisfied and content. It doesn't matter what makes you feel that, just focus upon it. And what you want will be delivered to you. So that's the point. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Be authentic and trust the process, Sagittarius. I'm sorry I don't have so much time today, but I think this was enough. So, Capricorn, this is in your sister sign of Taurus in your fifth house, I mean. Fifth house, and the ruler is in the sixth house. So, are you having some kind of a new project, independent project? Are you starting out up something new? Creative project, or depending on your age, children, planning on children, having a romance, did you meet someone? And this is going to have an effect upon your daily life, this new thing that's going to start out now, and you really need to let go of the need to control things mentally and know all the details in advance, because this is not the time for this. This is really the time for trusting the process. This is not a time to wanting to have all the details filled out. You trust the process. There's a big eclipse going on in your sixth house, so get healthy routines, get the sleep you want. And over the next couple of months, you will find yourself until the 7th of July really reevaluating your patterns of healthy patterns. And we got the star card, but reversed. So this means that apparently sometimes you're not holding the vision of a bright future, but so there's a contrast in your vibrational field of you not trusting enough of that the future is actually very bright for you, and all that you've wished and desired is coming your way. So try to just focus upon other things in your life that you are satisfied about, to recalibrate that thing that you're telling a bad story about. Okay, so we also got incredible. I keep drawing reversed cards today, even though I think I turned the card. So there's a truce you need to do. This was also reversed. So you really need to find peace mentally. You don't overthink things. This is just, these cards are just confirming or affirming what I said before. You step out of your mind into your heart and finding that trust and that spiritual guidance. Pisces and Neptune are doing well right now, and they're in your third house, communication and understanding things. You can easily use your intuition. It's no excuse. You don't need to control when you have a higher intelligence than you are taking care of your wedding. Oh, are you getting married? Or is it just an inner wedding, perhaps between your feminine and masculine side? Something inside of you needs to be harmonized, just like yin and yang. A marriage on a spiritual level is often between our active masculine side, and I'm sorry that I'm a little fast right now. I don't have so much time this time. So the masculine side of you, which is active, rational, wanting to do things now, the outside world, daylight, etc., versus the trusting, irrational, intuitive, feminine, receptive, relaxed side of you. Is there a balance between the two? There need to be, in order for you to. Yeah, Neptune, again, Pisces, meditate. Get the meditation done. Find ways to meditate. You need to relax your mind. So you need to be more in the receptive mode. This is again the Pisces energy of trusting the process. You have to trust the process with Neptune, because you're going to get a veil. You're not going to be able to see all the next steps. You need to be in that trustful state. If you want the things you want to happen. When I surrender my will to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. Again, when you surrender your control of the outcome to the higher intelligence, then you will re-find yourself in a place of trust where you will feel good again. Aquarius. So this is in your, where do we have Aquarius? Here. fourth house of home, roots, family, childhood, wounds from the childhood, your inner child, but also the rulers in your fifth house of creative projects, hobbies, things that makes you feel good. So you need to see that you need to let go of the, apparently you don't feel welcome. There's some place where you don't really feel welcome. You feel like you've been rejected. They don't appreciate you like you think they ought to do. But that would come from you maybe focusing on the wrong people. Of course, I can also just say that it's because you're not aligned, because you're not centered enough, because if you were in the godly energy, you would see God everywhere. If you are in your higher self, you will see the highest versions of others everywhere. So if there's a group of people that don't welcome you, don't go to them. If you can only see that side of them that don't welcome you, and only come back once it's not so important anymore, because then you're relaxed about it. Find the things you appreciate, be more appreciative, only do the things that makes you feel appreciation, satisfaction, the people that appreciates you, and find a balance, the justice card, through that. Once you find that inner and outer balance through only focusing upon balancing things, then the other things won't matter to you anymore anyways. Or they will just solve themselves out, and you'll just be like, okay, do your Queen of Wands, be creative, be intuitive, don't overthink things, do things that makes you joyful. Just act when it makes you feel joyful. You don't need to have all the mental answers right now. Moon Soul. Okay, so the moon card in the astrology moon card I just drew, and it was reversed. So this means that you have an issue with that. You really need to surrender and don't be so mental. You have to go into your heart. Feel life. Don't think life. Don't think that you need to get mental info about everything. Just go into yourself and feel. Quiet time, receptive mode. You've been so active mentally. Now you need to be much more in the flow, in a receptive mode. Okay? Releasing allegiances. Okay. Release anything now. How does it feel to just release any idea of what way? I'm sorry, I just need to go into a spoken version, because apparently the rest of the video for you guys in Pisces, there was some kind of error. So, releasing allegiances. Okay, so this means that any kind of bonding you've been making, which is kind of hindering you in some way of moving towards something new, it's time for you to release. There's nothing wrong in that. Actually, what I was gonna say and what I said in the video that got corrupted was that if you release anything, any idea of anything, because you're such a knowledgeable sign, you just know so many things and you have so clear visions. But you're also unattached, so you can do this. If you release any idea of anything, just try to be in that flow, be in that moment. So Pisces is your second house resources, and we have Neptune activated. And one of your resources is actually to just trust the process and not having to argument for an action inside of your head or something like that. So try just to be in the flow and just take steps every time an inspired action comes. See where it takes you. Sometimes there's also, what is that saying, that English saying? Ignorance is kind, you know. I don't think it was made for this kind of point that I'm making here, but sometimes when you know too much, you can also just be too mind controlled. So if you can get out of the head and just into the water and flow and feel more. In meditation, we move from thinking to feeling, from feeling to becoming, from becoming to being, from being to unbeing. And that's where you meet samadhi, which is where you are when you are in contact with all there is. which is the highest intelligence that you are, by the way, tapping into all the time anyways. But to know so much can also sometimes hinder you in getting to know more. So release any idea of the old, any old mindset. So, and so trust the process. Don't follow trends, follow your heart, and be authentic. You don't always have to do what the group says. What do you want? Maybe you want a new place to live. Maybe you just want to be creative and unfold your creativity like in several different ways. Do it when it feels right. Pisces, I had an issue with the corrupted video, so I can't make the video again. So you have to bear over with me that I already recorded your video, but I have to do this like this with a beautiful video in the background with a voiceover instead. So the cards I drew was actually first the Lover's card reversed, but just let me place the new moon for you first. It's in your 3rd house with the ruler in the 4th house, new moon in Taurus. So this is about your communication, and it's based upon something to do with your roots, where you are learning to communicate in a new way somehow. You're standing more in yourself, rooted in yourself, and maybe through the communication you can release some old bondage to old ideas, so that you can move on to get a better balance. When you get the Lover's card, which is actually the sign of Gemini, but it's reversed, there's some kind of imbalance of some kind within you between your masculine and feminine side. So you are a feminine sign, very receptive, very flowish, very able to just go with what comes and dream. We also have the Daydream card reversed along with the Cupid card reversed. So there's something about an imbalance of just perhaps trying to understand things mentally too much because you feel like it's your vulnerable side, that you aren't too mental, but maybe that's a good thing. And because you're trying to be more mental than you are, the daydreaming gets lost, because then you don't receive the idea that comes, like an inspired action. Just try to get back to your heart and know that, Pisces, you are the last sign, right? This is alteration. This is true belief, trusting in a process, even though you can't see what it is. That's your essence. That's what everybody needs to learn, is what you can do. So don't mind the people that don't get Pisces. I have 5 elements in Pisces, planets and elements in Pisces, and I'm very Piscean. And I even have Mercury and Venus there. So that's the way I think and feel as Piscean and relate. And I used to get the right answers and results in math, but I didn't have the same in-between calculations as the other people, because I received it per intuition. That's what you're good at. Pisces is the psychic energy. So many states of feeling there. It's a collective of unconscious, by the way, which is really just, kind of like a part of the subconscious that we shared by all people. It's also the knowing that we are one all together, actually. So I am another you-ish. So but what's important when you are a Pisces, because you float into other people, is also to be aware of your own identity and not to become overly immersed and overly caught up in what other people are feeling. So if you dare to just move into, restore and replenish these kind of things inside of you, these kind of tendencies, find a balance within you, where you just you don't have to be like the others. You're awesome as you are. Shine your light, follow your heart. I drew the Sun card after getting the Lover's card reversed, the Daydream and Cupid card reversed. I drew the 8 of Cups, which is the water sign like you. emotional. And the 8 is kind of like scorpionic, where you just move, you see a man moving into an unclear, it's in the night, so it's like he moves into a future, he's moving away from something into something new. But Pluto is on the moon is on the wall, in the sky, but it's kind of like also the symbol of Pluto. So it's you be really transforming on a deeper level, but not knowing what will come out of it. Just like the caterpillar that turns into a butterfly. You don't know what kind of butterfly, or if it's going to be a butterfly. But the next card I drew was the Sun card. Actually, the next card I drew was the 8 of Wands also. So the 8, again, transformation. The 8 of Wands is passion and moving towards your passion rapidly, swiftly. Something is changing fast. And then the Sun card, where there's a naked child that's just like so unconscious about that he's naked. He's just enjoying life, showing who he is as he is, loving it. There's sunflowers around the sun, and then the child is sitting on a horse, and the horse is actually the symbol of mental processes. So the child is just sitting without anything, any grim or any thing you have to. On a horse usually you have a saddle and you have different things you have to hold on to. There's nothing. This child is just sitting there easily on top of the horse, which is the mental thing. So just let it go. Just follow your joy. Follow the path of joy, and that's it. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. And that you are always doing if you're receiving what's the highest good for you. Don't follow trends, follow your heart, trust the process, and be authentic. Feel satisfaction, feel satisfaction. Føl tilfredsstillelse, føl tilfredsstillelse. Siente satisfaction.
There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up. Try again, one day you will break through. What you long for will find you. Through all the hard times, I always seem to find the light in your eyes. We fall through.
Don't follow trends, follow your heart.